Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and today I want to talk about a book that I got done reading a little over a week ago, and I've even gone on to another book, yet was so profound to me in the twists and turns in it and everything like that, that I just wanted to talk about it even after a week. I'm still thinking about this novel, essentially. For the last several months, I've been collecting the Fletch novels by Gregory Mcdonald. I've even done a couple of videos. One was a comparison review video of the very first Fletch novel and the movie adaptation starring Chevy Chase. And the particular novel in the series that I want to talk about now, as I've been collecting them chronologically, not the years they've been published, but actually the chronological fictional side of things, which place every story takes place. Basically, the book I want to talk about is Fletch's Moxie. It was just a great read, and the twists and turns in this particular novel, there are things that you kind of perceive, you kind of think you have an idea of where they're going, because each of the Fletch novels is in fact a mystery that begins with a murder. In the early going of Fletch's career, he's very much an investigative reporter, but he then becomes sort of on the lam, sort of a world traveler. Fortunes befall him from that first book on, and he's basically able to do whatever he wants. And so in an earlier part of the series, the sort of third chronological novel in the series, Fletch and the Widow Bradley, we're first introduced to the main characters of Fletch's Moxie, Moxie Mooney, and her father, Frederick Mooney, who are actors. Basically, she begins very much on sort of the low scale, an actress in plays and stuff like that. And the very interesting thing about the characters, Fletch and Moxie, are no matter how many times they've met on and off over the years, they always tend to pretend it's the first time they've ever met. And so that can be very interesting. Of course, we have a lot of interplay along those lines in the Widow Bradley novel. But in this particular novel, Moxie is basically the prime suspect in a murder that involves her agent. While filming a movie, Midsummer Night's Madness is the title, that for all intents and purposes sounds like a complete stinker. Why are they even making this movie is what all, questions point to. There is a live talk show going on the beach in Florida, Bonita Beach, Fort Myers area. And during this live, taping, they're talking to Moxie, and eventually she wants to signal over to her agent who's sitting on the other side of the panel. Well, they pan over the camera, and here is this guy slumped over, blood, trickling out his mouth. He's been stabbed in the back during all of this live broadcast, and nothing has been caught on tape. So essentially, Fletch whisks Moxie up, and they go on the lam. They basically go on the run to the Florida Keys. He's conned a former friend of his or business associate of his out of a house in the Florida Keys to hide at, the Blue House as it's called. And essentially, things escalate and escalate and escalate as they have done in all of the other Fletch novels, where, eventually the entire acting troupe comes and hides out there with them, and every single one of them seems to have, bloodlust for the particular agent in question, shady business deals, and the guy's an asshole, and it just, gets that much more thicker and interesting. And while I could perceive kind of a direction I thought maybe where they were going with the mystery, who the killer turns out to be, and all this stuff. By the end, I posted on Facebook essentially the story by the end faints in one direction, hits you from another, and just when everything is laid bare and you kind of see that, oh, I was kind of right, it lays a trump card on top of your head that just knocks you out and resonates. And even after a week or so, having finished this book, I can't stop thinking about it, essentially. And so that's why I wanted to do the video. Recommend if you've ever been curious about the Fletch novels. This is definitely a stellar way to, begin dipping into them at some point. And so, yeah, otherwise, I hope this video finds you well. I'll catch you all later. Peace.